This is nScreenNoise. My name is Colin Dixon, founder and chief analyst at nScreen Media, and today is March 18th, 2016. Speaking at the Code Media conference last month, John Skipper, who is ESPN's head, has had many things to say about the business of sports and media, and in particular there was one thing that caught my ear. He said our affiliate revenue continues to grow because our annual increases are greater than the diminution of the subs. Now, what does that mean? Well, it means that ESPN is paid per sub for its content by the pay TV operators. Now, we know pay TV has been losing subscribers, and actually ESPN in the past has lost subscribers within the bundle as well. But what John Skipper is saying is they have raised the price that pay TV operators pay for ESPN so much it has been able to compensate by the fall in subscribers, and not only compensate, actually give them more money than they were getting before. Simply put, they're making more money from fewer subscribers. And this statement really encapsulates one of the biggest problems in paid television today, and here's why. Every content provider is doing exactly what John Skipper is doing. They're pushing for higher rates, and this is leading to higher prices for consumers, higher prices for operators, and real problems for the industry. How big are the problems? Well, looking at Dish Network's numbers, their average revenue per unit, that's the amount the average subscriber pays per month, has increased 3.5% per quarter on a year-over-year basis for the last 5 years. During that period, inflation averaged about 1.7%, so that's nearly 2% over inflation, the increase in the amount we're spending on paid television. But the amount content providers has gone up 6% per quarter on a year-over-year basis. That's 4% above inflation and 2.5% above the increase that pay TV operators are passing along to us. This sets up a terrible dynamic. Pay TV operators make less money and we have to pay more money, but the content providers continue to do great and get even more. And this contributes to the biggest problem. The number one complaint of consumers is, of course, cost, and the number one reason why they switch operators and cut the cord is, you guessed it, it's because of cost. And there seems no chance that ESPN or anybody else in the TV content business is going to restrain their demand for more money. So, what the business is doing is trying to find configurations of channels that consumers can afford to pay for, or more easily afford to pay for, the so-called skinny bundle. So Mr. Skipper's boss, who is of course Bob Iger, head of Disney, he is unsure what skinny bundles are, but he is convinced that ESPN needs to be in them. And there is new data from Digital Smiths this week that actually shows it is pretty risky for ESPN and the rest of the content providers to move to skinny bundles. And here's why. Digital Smiths put to consumers 7 different 15-channel bundles, all between about $35 and $40 each. And these were different themed channels. So there was a drama channel, drama bundle of 15 channels. There was a kid bundle of 15 channels and a sport bundle anchored by ESPN. When they put these to consumers, the kid bundle was taken by about 35% of consumers. The drama bundle was taken by 26% of consumers. The sports bundle containing ESPN was taken just by 8% of consumers. What does that mean? That is a disaster for ESPN, and their reaction is simply to get in the base bundle. What is that? The base bundle is the minimum number of channels a consumer must buy, the skinny in the skinny bundle. For Dish Network, for example, for Dish's Sling TV, for example, that's 21 channels for $20, and ESPN has been successful in getting in that base bundle. But as we move more towards skinny bundles, it will be critical for content providers to be in them. That puts up an interesting dynamic because there will be a large number of content providers fighting for a small number of slots in those skinny bundles. That could create price pressure. Can content providers possibly be expected to drop prices so that they can guarantee they're in that skinny bundle? And they need to be in it so that they maximize the advertising revenue as well as their license revenue. It also makes it much harder for companies like ESPN to hide big increases in their rates. There are just much fewer channels, so it becomes much more obvious when a single channel raises its rates a lot. That'll get passed right along to the consumer. So this is a terrible dynamic for the pay television content providers. Now, I don't wish to pick on ESPN for this. John Skipper is doing exactly what he should. He is maximizing the amount of revenue he gets for his content, and every content provider is doing that. Any head there would get fired if they did any less. So what does that mean? It means this dynamic is not going to change. That change must come because more and more consumers will have trouble paying for the pay TV big bundles, pushing us towards skinny bundles. And as the biggest winner from the great big bundles that we currently pay for, ESPN has the most to lose from the move towards skinny. So this is a very interesting dynamic that I think will continue to play out, and you can bet we'll be reporting about it here on nScreenNoise. We'll see you again next time.